Older people who voted for Brexit have comprehensively shafted the young, Sir Vince Cable has said. Writing in the Mail on Sunday, the Lib Dem leader accused the over 65 seconds of being self-declared martyrs who claim leaving the EU is worth the cost. The martyrdom of the old comes cheap, he said, as less have jobs to lose and living standards are protected by the triple lock on pensions. For the Brexit martyrs, paradise beckons, he added. Quoting statistics that 64% of over 65 seconds voted for Brexit, compared with 71% of under 25 seconds who voted Remain, Sir Vince said he was struck by the heavily Remain sentiment in colleges and schools, and the heavily Brexit mood of church hall meetings packed with retired people during the referendum campaign. He claimed that austerity measures had largely affected the working population, with pensioners suffering relatively little after the financial crisis. Young people, he said, have the added problems of prohibitive housing costs, growing job insecurity, and limited career progression. The old have comprehensively shafted the young, added Sir Vince. And the old have had the last word about Brexit, imposing a worldview colored by nostalgia for an imperial past on a younger generation much more comfortable with modern Europe. The newly elected party leader warned that describing such masochism as martyrdom was dangerous, adding, "We haven't yet heard about Brexit jihadists, but there is an undercurrent of violence in the language which is troubling." Sir Vince also criticized cabinet ministers, who he claimed were waging civil war, rather than working out what they want from Brexit. He says former Work and Pensions Secretary Ian Duncan Smith called for trade envoys to be sacked as a result of them talking down our country. "At this rate, we will have Brexit thought crimes before long," said Sir Vince. He said that with the government confirming freedom of movement will end in 2019, the UK will leave the single market and there will be no transition. Are you an EU citizen living in the UK or a Briton living in the EU? What would you like to see from the Brexit negotiations? Email haviorsay@bbc.co.uk with your stories. Please include the contact number if you are willing to speak to a BBC journalist. You can also contact us in the following ways.